Every legendary crew starts with one person and a dream. For Luffy, that dream was simple: sail the seas, gather 10 unforgettable companions, and become the Pirate King. Let's trace exactly when each Straw Hat became family. Luffy, Episode 1. I'm Luffy, the man who will become the Pirate King. His journey almost ends before it begins when a whirlpool nearly sinks his boat, forcing him to hide in a barrel just to survive. Once he washes ashore and sends Alvida flying, the story of the Straw Hats truly begins. Zoro, Episode 3. Freed from Captain Morgan's execution platform, Zoro sees something in Luffy worth following and abandons his bounty-hunting life for piracy. Interesting detail: out of the entire crew, Zoro is the only one Luffy deliberately went looking for. Usopp, Episode 17. After the crew helps fend off Captain Kuro's attack on his village, Luffy simply tells him to hop on the Going Merry. For someone who's dreamed of the sea his whole life, there's no hesitation. Sanji first appears Episode 20, refuses to leave the Baratie and Zeph multiple times. It's only after witnessing Luffy's grit against Don Krieg that he finally commits, officially setting sail in Episode 30 after an emotional goodbye to his mentor. Nami sails with Luffy as early as Episode 8, but only becomes a true crew member in Episode 44. She'd been using the crew to fund her secret debt to Arlong. Once Luffy defeats him and frees her village, she finally accepts her place among them. Chopper, Episode 91. Wary of humans after his painful past, he's won over anyway. His mentor Dr. Kureha fakes fury and chases him out the door, a final push meant to give him the confidence to chase his dream. One of the series' most bittersweet send-offs, Robin, Episode 130. After Luffy saves her from Alabaster's collapsing palace, she appears on the Merry and asks to join, the only Straw Hat who invited herself aboard rather than waiting to be asked. Chopper, Departure, Episode 210. Temporarily lost to the Foxy Pirates during a Davy Back fight. Robin, Departure, Episode 213. Same fate in a different game. Both return shortly after. Chopper in Episode 215, Robin in Episode 217. Usopp, Departure, Episode 236. A brutal clash with Luffy over the fate of the Going Merry ends with Usopp leaving the crew entirely after his defeat. Pride and heartbreak intertwined. Robin, Departure again. Episode 240. This time she sacrifices her freedom to protect everyone from the world government, revealing just how deep her loyalty runs. Episode 310 delivers the payoff, her desperate scream to live, rejoining the crew as Luffy declares war on the world government itself. Frankie, introduced as an antagonist during Water 7, he eventually helps rescue Robin and builds the Thousand Sunny. Officially joins in Episode 322, saying farewell to his Frankie family with one last super pose. Usopp returns. Episode 323. Genuine apologies close the wound from his earlier exit, and he's welcomed back without question. Brook first asked in Episode 337, though the crew initially vetoes it. After helping defeat Gecko Moria, he's formally welcomed in Episode 381. Sanji, Departure, Episode 764. To protect the crew from Big Mom's wrath and satisfy his family's demands, he walks away, one of the most gutting moments in the series. Sanji returns, Episode 825. Luffy's simple refusal to eat anyone else's cooking reminds Sanji exactly where he belongs. Jinbe fights alongside Luffy at Impel Down, Marineford, and Fishman Island long before officially joining in Episode 877. fans wait until episode 980, deep in Wano, to finally see him reunite with the crew. Vivi, a special case, undercover as Miss Wednesday during the Whiskey Peak arc, episode 67. Her true mission is exposed, and the crew helps her stop Crocodile's coup. She departs in episode 129 to rule her kingdom, but remains in spirit a straw hat forever.